After this truly dazzling performance of extraordinary and unexplainable skills performed by Kelly, why don't we now listen to Nick Kamen singing Each Time You Break My Heart. Now the time has come up for some laughs as we watch a few quick humoristic scenes that encounter people while performing their day-to-day normal life.
Mammoth Films presents the science fiction thriller of a lifetime. No child is safe. No family can escape their clutches. No city can defend itself from the horrifying Attack of the Killer Ants. You scream as innocent relatives are brutally killed with kindness. You shriek as you witness the cold-blooded doting. See Attack of the Killer Ants. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Hi, I'm Rich Hall, and welcome to another installment of Sniglets. Words that should be in the dictionary but aren't. For instance, ever noticed that phony habit that newscasters have of restacking stories at the end of a broadcast? Well, this is known as revulipulency. When two people meet and hopelessly try to maneuver around each other, it's called an indecisigig. The lifespan of an envelope class before it breaks off and dies is the manilium. The ignisecond is that overlapping moment when even as the hand is shutting the car door, the brain is going, my keys are in there. Plenty of Sniglets to be found at the table. Cheerio magnetization is the tendency of the last 4 or 5 Cheerios to cling together for survival. The cookie shell surrounding the fig in a fig Newton is the Newton. When a piece of pie is worked down to the point where the crust outweighs the filling and it tips over, it's past the point of pilibrio. Those annoying subscription cards that you find in magazines are called lap flats. And our final Sniglet is Hawkster, which is a person who takes advantage of an impartial TV show to shamelessly peddle his book, such as Rich Hall's First Dictionary of Sniglet. Available in your bookstores now.
And now with a special report on poverty, violence, crime, and despair, we go to Steve Casper. In an alley, behind a vacant lot, in South Central Los Angeles.
Steve Casper, South Central. Pete and Frosty from Puerto Vallarta. Pete and Frosty from Aspen. Steve Casper from South Central Los Angeles. Thanks a lot for the assignment, Bob. Hope you're safe and comfortable back in the studio.
Stop whining, Casper. I paid my dues out there in the field. We all have to do it.
What field? This is a garbage dump, and everything in it wants to kill me. This isn't a story. It's a human sacrifice.
A real reporter makes his own story, Stevie. That's why you'll never be a Dan Rather or a Bob Charles.
I'll never be a Bob Charles because I didn't go to Yale, and my uncle isn't a major Anantian stockholder.
You leave Yale out of this.
This is Pete Kimmelman in Aspen. Bob, I think all Steve is asking for is a balance in the story assignments he gets this year.
Who asked you?
But out, Kimmelman.
This is Pete Kimmelman in Aspen, just trying to facilitate some communication.
This is Steve Casper in an alley, degraded, humiliated, and thirsting for revenge.
And I'm Bob Charles. Arrogant, self-satisfied, yet deep inside, so very, very vulnerable. And this has been Days of the News.
After those short comical situations, we are going to be thrilled now one more time by a different person, David Sears, who deliberately seeks to put himself in difficult and very risky situations only for the sake of challenge and doing something that others can't do.
Baby, right, I made the crazy test, but it just made me a lunatic you're looking for.
You can probably divide the people who do dangerous things for a living into 2 groups. Those who do everything possible to see that nothing goes wrong, race car drivers for instance, and those who try to make it look as though everything has gone wrong. David Cyrus belongs in the second category. He's been making things go wrong on purpose most of his life. Perhaps that's why he calls himself Suicide.
So what was your first job at the age of 12?
Rolling cars over in Canada, and brought back trophies for doing it. Then I went to work for different movie sets and finally got to do a little on Mission Impossible. And from there, just kept going, you know.
Suicide, this will be a unique experience for me. I've never helped a man build his own coffin before. How did you start doing this in the first place?
Well, my grandfather was in the business.
In the business of blowing himself up?
No, well, he was a daredevil.
Oh.
He was just a stuntman. Had his own thrill show out, World's Champion Daredevils and Thrill-O-Rama. And then my dad grew up into it and then trained us boys how to do it. So now we're doing it, and we're the third generation.
You've got a brother doing this?
I have two brothers that's doing it.
There's Bob Cyrus, Fearless Bob, whose specialty is motorcycle jumping.
After these startling and extremely dangerous acts, how about calming down our nerves by watching now this nice video hit single of Howard Jones?